Okay, so we got some more Polish league today, and yeah, we got Zaksa versus Asseco Resovia. I watched them recently, both of them, but Zaksa, massive talent. We got Kurek, we got Janusz, both Polish national team players. Grabellini, I think, is also a Polish national team player. Eric Shoji, probably the GOAT libero, in my opinion. And then, yeah, I think he played libero the whole time. 16 days, not bad, not bad. And then, oh wait, did David Smith play in this? David Smith should also be on this team, but I can't remember. I'm not completely sure. Um, and then for Asseco Resovia, the man himself is Boyer. I mean, you see, he obviously had way more swings than everybody else. And then Bednorse, he usually plays outside for them, but it looks like Vecina did. And then Ciboulier also played. They got a pretty stacked roster too. He's the Slovenian outside. Boyer is the French right side though. Boyer is the man to watch. He's serving right now. You'll see that serve. He just kind of keeps it in there. It's nothing too crazy right off the bat, but he's still. And then he does that. Yeah, right there. Boom. That's Stephen Boyer, man. Contacts it high, and if he can take it, he swings it out of bounds. But if he can take it deep into the court like that, like he's a really really effective player. And honestly, I would argue that these two teams right here are probably the two best teams in the Polish league. Okay, Zaksa, historically they're one of the best clubs in the world. I'm pretty sure, and they have a ton of national team players, but so does Asseco Resovia. And like I'd say Stephen Boyer is one of the most athletic right sides in the world right now. So I mean, and I think Nishida is also extremely athletic, but Stephen Boyer just does it at a higher. Like he just, like he's just taller, so he's able to do this. It's a really really nice swing. And like, that's what I'm talking about right here. Is if he's able to consistently take it high and take it to like around here in the court, around deep here, deep there, he's gonna be one of the best players in the world. Because he can just contact that ball so high. And I think that's Ciboulier serving it up right there. He's the Slovenian outside. He's a very good player. Pretty physical dude. He's a pretty classic physical outside, but he's able to do some really cool stuff everywhere too. And they feed Stephen Boyer, honestly. Like, let's go back to this right here. This is what I'm talking about. Again, like he's swinging deep into the court. Nobody's digging that, I feel like we're not disciplined enough on defense as men to be doing this stuff, like we're kind of lazy on defense. I feel like that's kind of the next step in in volleyball, in men's volleyball at least, is for us to get better at defense so that the rallies start lasting a little bit longer. Like, I mean, you take Japanese national team, you take them, and they're super scrappy. They're getting a bunch of digs, extending rallies, playing well, and I don't know. I feel like that style of volleyball is what needs to start catching on. And I feel like that also just takes a hunger to win the point as well. Let's take a look at these three swings, because taking three swings in a row is not an easy feat. And getting a kill on the last one, So first one, it's coming from there. It's tight. He recycles it and gets off a few steps. Recycles it again. Gets off harder. Look at this transition here. Okay, this is a really nice transition. And like, there's a difference between this one and the one before it. So we'll watch this one. Okay. And he just backs up, gets a few steps, takes a swing. But then look at this one here. Look at how he turns, runs, and then turns back. And you see how his hips, he opens up to where he wants to go, and then he starts turning around again. And he can get a way better approach. Now he's approaching from here instead of from here. Okay? And obviously this ball, he's able to get a kill on it and take a real swing. Okay, so if you just didn't get a kill, but then you just do a lazy transition, you're not giving yourself a good opportunity. Like, if you transition hard every time, people are going to see that, your coach is going to see that and play you more. Your setter's going to see that he's going to set you more. And just the product of you transitioning harder, you're going to get more kills, man. You're going to get more kills. Fearless by Stephen Boyer there, just to freaking go for it. His setter is literally laying right where he's jumping, but he's fearing nothing, going for it still. What happens here? Oh, and this goes down. Holy crap. Wow. That is a really big block. Wow. That popped off the ground really high. That's cool. Shimura. I'm not sure who he is, but I assume he's a Polish dude. You know, maybe not the best approach by Saboulier there, but he still gets a kill. You know, even if you're not taking the best approach, as long as you're still taking it at an angle, then you're giving yourself a good opportunity there. Really nice swing. Really nice swing by Kurek. Just to take that real sharp down the line. Like, just paint the line, you know? And, I mean, at certain levels, painting the line is not going to be good because then, like, your line judge or the up ref or whatever isn't going to be able to see that, and like, you're not going to get all of them. But, like, at this level, when there's a challenge system and stuff like that, and, like, people aren't really able to do bad calls, painting lines is really good. Oh, yeah. Here. He's back row. I like it. Getting right on his route. He might be over on that, though. Is he over? He's not over. Good for him. It was a really nice swing. Kurek puts it high. And yeah, everyone has time. You know, and with the ball that comes here on an overpass, I mean, ideally, Kurek can swing there. I feel like he probably could if he was more locked in and ready to go. But he puts it high here because this is a weird angle for the setter to take this ball. So making sure that it's high, giving him time, letting him make a decision, let him get his hands on that. It's really nice. Throwing it down there. And with that dump right there is going to work on a very athletic dude like Stephen Boyer, because he's jumping so high that his chest is going to give so much space there, you know. But you don't want to leave Stephen Boyer alone right here. You don't want to leave him alone with one blocker, even if it is Saboulier who makes... Wait, that's not Saboulier. That's Shimura, who makes big block moves. But still. Nope. No, sir. Good serve. Gets an overpass. Let's see. I don't know. I wonder if he gets jammed there and isn't able to turn it. Yeah, with a one front, whatever you call this route here, just the straight up right in front of you, right in front of the setter. You kind of want to be patient on the swing. You know, you want to be up there because it's gonna hang in your window a little bit. But then if you see, okay, I have space over here, then you can go sharp. You know, patient, find your swing. You know. But I don't know. I could be wrong, actually. I could be wrong about that. That one I'm not so sure about. Out of bounds. Good serve. Let's see. There are some Kurek. Can you take a good swing? And I said in the last video, if you get a head tap, it's lucky. Don't be doing that head tap thingy-majig, because this right here is swinging straight into the block, but then it just like sneaks through and it goes off the head. Oh my gosh. But then they have a lack of communication, and they hug it out. They hug it out, and they're on with the next play. That's someone I'd like to go to war with, you know? Like, we make a mistake. Well, I mean, in war, you can't really make many mistakes, but that's someone I want to go to battle with. You know, they trust that we're going to figure it out, and you move on, and you keep going, you know? That's a good teammate. So he's no longer an option. Stephen Boyer should be cheating over completely. Yeah. And I think that's what he does too. He says he's down. He kind of says, okay, go. And he's going to take the middle and then get a double block over here. The blockers did the right thing. They got a pretty decent touch on it. It just went a little bit too deep. You know, like sometimes you're going to make the right play. Sometimes you're going to do everything by the book, but then it's still not going to work out. That's nice. That's a really nice one. And like with that one right there, he didn't need to be patient because on this one, this guy's obviously waiting. And so he's in the air and he's not in the air. If he doesn't commit on you, then you swing quick, okay? But if someone commits with you, then you kind of want to wait, look at what options you have, take it into the right spot, you know? But then on a three or a deuce or a gap or whatever you call that route, or a 31, you're gonna have to be quick no matter what. You're gonna have to make your decision quick no matter what, even if that person is committing with you. And if oh my gosh, like he's unstoppable. No blocker is touching that ball if he's just swinging sharp or deep every single time like that. It's just brutal. Nice swing by this kid, by Grobelny. Yeah, Grobelny. The last time I watched Zaksa, he was playing pretty well. So he's a good player. Yeah, and like obviously there's a slight error. There's an error risk when you're swinging deep. I think he hit the hands there, but still, there's always an error risk. I would rather swing this far out of bounds than swing this far too low and then get absolutely hooded. Like I would much rather miss this far out of bounds than swing this low and then just like this much too low and get hooded by somebody. Give them a bunch of momentum. And then, yeah. Hey, popped him in the face. Wow. Hey. Popped him. Is that a double header? That's funny, man. 2 for 1. Hitting 2 birds with 1 stone. That's funny, man. Grobelny gets an ace here. Zaksa. They're about to take that first set right here. 24-23. Let's see. Kurek. If it hits the net like this, I assume it's going to be in the plane. Like if it's chilling in the net like that, I might have gone up and swung at it. I wouldn't have dropped my hands there, by the way. But ooh. And if you're this far into the court, then there's some space here that you can swing into, for sure. But it depends. It depends on the situation. It depends on if that defender is gonna go over and be with you or not be with you, but like cover that up, I guess. This is really important in a situation like this to have very clear communication and understanding between these two of what tempo you're going on here. Are we going high? Are we going tempo? What's happening here? And I think these guys have played together for a very, very long time. So they have that down. Like there's no miscommunication. There's perfect timing. They're chilling. Good swing by Stephen Boyer. And this is why it's important to like mix up what you're doing, because he's gone cross many times, multiple times, but now they make that adjustment just randomly late in the game, trying to see if they can get one. He swings down the line, gets that kill there. Yeah, it's in bounds. Yeah, really nice. Just mix up what you're doing, like I just took a few cross. I'm going to make the adjustment before they make the adjustment, And then if you're wrong, then go back to what was working and assume that they're not going to make any adjustments anymore. 27-26. Big serve from Zaksa over here. And this is why it's important to have a clear communication, clear understanding of what the tempo is going to be, because it looks like he misses this high, and then it looks like they're going to be losing this set here. Ooh, but then there's a misconnection here. Chittigoi. Interesting. This play's getting messy. It's a sloppy one. It's a sloppy play. Who's gonna handle the chaos the best? And I'm oh my gosh, I was about to say I love the middles for Asseco. I think Asseco Resovia has phenomenal middles, and this right here is why. I mean, come on, man. Look at that move. He hits a split step. There's 2 options, 2 real options. These are both like half options that you can kind of just recover to. He hits a split step. He times it well, gets up there, covers that. Look at how much he's taking this sharp cross here. Okay, he's literally opening up to this guy, and like as he's gonna finish this block, he's gonna straighten out, but he's taking that sharp cross away immediately, and boom, boom, bam, bam, takes that cross away. It's a really nice block. I was just about to compliment these blockers because I think they're some of the best blockers in the world right now. Or at least like when I look at blocking teams who have like very good fluent blocking systems and stuff like that, I think Asseco Resovia is really clean right now. As they get left alone there. And he guesses here, and that's the only problem is he guesses here. Yeah. And then he gets left alone. It's 29-27. How'd they get this opportunity here? It's off the serve, okay. Off the serve, they missed the pipe. Maybe not missed the pipe, but he didn't take it sharp enough. Is that David Smith? It's not David Smith. Urbanovich. Good stuff. Good for them. Good for them. You know, I saw a video earlier today of Nikolov staring down a Princeton kid. I think it was a Princeton guy. And he gets a yellow card for it after and like the kid, the first of all, the Princeton kid stares him down on a point, and then later in the game or something like that, he stares him down after he hoods him. Let that happen, bro. What's wrong with that? Let the boys talk a little bit of crap. Let the boys do a little bit of that. You know, like it's a man's game. Let them get a little bit chippy. You know, I think that's good for the sport, honestly. If I see people arguing and kind of going at each other, it's more fun to watch. You know, I feel like that'll be better for it turning into a more of a spectator sport. You know, great choice here. He might have missed it. I'm not sure. I can't tell, but I think he got it. I think he got that line there. Really nice though. Really nice. And like he goes up normal, and then look at how he just waits. As he waits, the ball gets further, gets outside the block there. And he tips it down with that left hand. Really nice. And you know, like the new age of who's that server? The new age of really, really good attackers are going to be the guys that have really deep bags. Like if you think of like in basketball terms, Kyrie Irving and Stephen Curry can do any dribble move that they want. You know, like they have every single move in their bag. Okay. Like in basketball, they say like if you're going one-on-one, like I'm gonna go deep into my bag, you know, like I'm gonna do all these moves and just break your ankles and take you, you know, whatever. But like a new age attacker is gonna be somebody that's gonna be like Lepke, who can do all these different things, can do something like that when the timing's right, can go OT when the timing's right, go chip off the block, can swipe when the time's right, like just can solve the puzzle that is in front of them at any point in time because they have so many puzzle pieces at their disposal, you know? Like if the situation calls to score here, if the situation calls for him to swing line like he did, but then he's like not really able to swing line, then he's not going to score there. You know, it's pretty simple, at least consistently. You know, obviously there's always going to be ways. Like, if you just swing as hard as possible and just go off the block, it's somehow, there's always going to be ways that you can score. But, yeah. Nice. Nice by Stephen Boyer. Come on, big guy. Get some digs. Playing some defense. How old is Stephen Boyer? I'm going to look that up. I'm actually very intrigued. I want to see how old he is. Ooh. He gets him a one-on-one. He gets him solo. He gets him some space. He just missed it. He just missed the swing there. That'll happen though. You know, I think it's nice if you're the setter and your middle just messed up. Be like, hey, no worries. Like even if you give them a really good opportunity, like you jump set them and they swing to the net or something. Hey, no worries. That'll happen. You know, like Don't get on him. Don't get all crazy. Don't get all rude. Mistakes are gonna happen, you know. 28 years old. Wait, what? Yeah, okay. 28 years old. Let's see this. What the heck? Like, if he doesn't have, I guess that's kind of just a off the block type of weird one. But if he doesn't have that swing in his bag, if he's not available or able to do that, sorry, then he's not gonna score there. You know, like you gotta have a bunch of tools available to you. You gotta have a bunch of skills and different ways to score. You know, because every single swing, every single opportunity, every single attack, there's a different thing that it requires to score. You know. Let's see, transition system. Oh, and this is why it's so important to have clear communication. If he wants it fast, he's got to go fast. Maybe he's just purely early. Maybe he's calling the right tempo. But if you're calling a specific thing, you gotta be on that tempo. Like if you're calling fast, be on time. If you're calling high, be patient, but wait, don't go early. You know, like match your actions with your words, and that doesn't go for just when you're approaching, but in life, you know. Ooh, nice sharp swing. Kurek just swings as hard as possible. Goes through the block in between these two blockers here. And this, I mean, it looks like that goes through without touching anybody until this 6-spot defender touches it. Interesting. Really nice pass. Let's see this again. Covers a lot of space. Again, like he's up there. Look at how he finishes his legs like that every time. Like players, when you see this, you know, you're passing a float here, you open up, and then if you have to jump into it, that's the way your legs should be finishing, because you should be like opening up while you're doing it, because that's just like what it requires, you know. Oh, I am hungry. Let's see. Oh, hello. And I like this guy's. I like the way he times the swing, you know, and then just goes up aggressively, takes a rip. Obviously, it goes through Stephen Boyer's hands. Floater. Right from him. Come on. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Like, again, like, if he's not able to swing line, not able to swing into that sliver, he's not scoring there, but obviously he's able to, you know. Really nice swing. And if you're pushed over this far, when you're running this 31, you know, because the pass gets moved forward over, if this guy cheats with you, okay, if this middle's cheating over with you, you're probably going to want to aim sharp towards that libero or that 5 spot, you know. And like, you know, setters look at the blocking scheme as they're about to go up and set. I think middles should also be doing that, you know. Like I think they should also be looking at what the other middle's doing, you know. It's a nice swing. Oh yeah. And you know, this outside here, he jumps inward, but it's tough. I mean, you know, Stephen Boyer, he's just a beast. There's not much else to do about it. Look at the space he covers here. Eric Shoji, covering space. Once he sees that it's off speed, look at the posture change. He's in there like it's going to be a big serve, but then once he realizes that it's off speed, look at how he just gets ready to sprint and start going forward, you know. And he just sprints over and covers right in the middle of the court so that nobody else has to worry about it. And Kurek just swings high and hard, man. Setters with the setter dumps. If he throws this down into the center of the court, then he's chilling. He's scoring on that. Like I feel like you should go up with two hands facing the net, And then if you don't see anybody up there, boom. If you do see someone up there, swipe. You know, like that's the two options, I think. But you can't just guess, oh, I think he's going to be up, and then do it like it behind the back. Because if you don't see it, it's tough. If you don't see the play, it's hard to make the right decision, you know? Yeah, like you don't want to be a 50-50. You want to be 90% accurate, you know? Like this right here, at least he can see where the block is, so he tries to go over. Janusz just grabs it, you know? I feel like Stephen Boyer does this a lot, where he jumps in, turns, and then swings into the 6th spot, and he just catches people's hands, man. Sometimes he swings really hard on that, and it like gets blocked, but it is what it is. He's Stephen Boyer; he can do what he wants. High, tight, out of system, high, tight, inside the court. Dude gets up, takes a good rip off of Stephen Boyer's hands. And when you're facing a big block like Stephen Boyer, like someone who just rises up, man, you wanna be making those good decisions there. Shoji has he hesitated on that one. And you know, I feel like this is still a pretty good move by the middle. You know, this is a good reverse flow set by Janusz. It's almost like a split step. He's maybe a little bit late. And this is why it's important to press immediately while you're going up. Because if you go straight up like that and then press later, then it goes by you like it's already past you. You should be fully pressed. No matter if you're pin, middle, whoever you are, you should be fully pressed over the net as much as you possibly can. Well, actually, no, that's probably not right. As much as you should be. That's kind of a vague answer. Let me see if I can word this into a way that it actually makes sense. You should be pressed to an extent that if you got hit at that point, then the ball is going to get blocked. Okay? You should be pressed at that point by the time that they're already hitting the ball. Okay? Unless they're back row, then you can delay it just a millisecond, but just a little bit. 26-26 second set. Off the hands of Eric Shoji. Short serve. Let's see, over the top. It's good touch, good slow down. Now they're out of system instead of getting the kill on them. Float serve. It's a good float serve. And I've told you guys to try and max out when you're float serving. This is why, look at that, man. He's reaching high. It's a tough serve. And he just kind of pops it up there. And that right there is why you press immediately. Look at that. He presses immediately. It hits him. Boom, it's down. You know, it wasn't like the cleanest block move. It wasn't the most physical block move. He gets him twice in a row now. Wow, good for him. Good for him. Good for you, kid. And this one, he goes a bit harder on it, drifts into it, and blocks it. Why does Stephen Boyer do this here? Stephen Boyer tries to chop it. It looks like he just tries to reuse it. Maybe, I'm not really sure, but I don't know. If you're going like off speed, then you should be going either over the block or around the block still, just like a normal swing would be, you know. And I think they said goodbye to Sibulia after the first two sets. Kurek takes a good rip. Is number 11 Sibulia, or is that somebody else? I can't tell. Bassina. Okay, that's the guy. That's the other guy. Okay. Goes for the joust. Now they have, and you know, with this press, losing the joust and like just keeping it alive on your own side gets you guys another swing. But I mean, no matter what, whoever gets it is going to be out of system. So if you're playing a team who really struggles out of system, win the joust. But if you're a team or you are a player who is good out of system, lose the joust, get the next swing, you know? That's why it's important. That's why it's important to study your opponents and know what they're up to, know what their strengths are, know what you should do in certain situations, you know? Oh wait, let's see this real quick because this is a really good example of if Stephen Boyer was front row, this guy's not going to cheat over like this, okay? But obviously he took it short, and yeah, he's no longer an option. So they cheat over. And if your middle doesn't realize that, if you're the outside and you see that, and your middle doesn't realize that, push him over. You know, like touch his shoulder, push him over a bit. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, right here. Don't overpass that. What are you thinking? What are you doing? That's that one guy. Ooh, was that off the hands? I do not know. I think that's out of bounds. Yeah, I think they called it out of bounds. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. He's going for the edge of the block there. But yeah, it's just tough. It's a tough swing. It's a difficult swing. It's a smart swing if you can hit it. Nobody's digging that, you know. But you gotta hit the edge, and you're aiming for like this much of the arm, you know. So it's kind of a tough swing. Definitely a gamble, but depending on who you are, sometimes you want to take that gamble, sometimes you don't, you know. Short serve, Stephen Boyer, giving it back to him. And I mean, yeah, if you're this middle, you can't count him out just because he passed that first ball and he's like kind of on a weird route, you know. You can't count him out because one-on-one half jump, that's what he still does, you know. Like kind of a weird approach, that's what he still does right there. He still goes super high and takes a really good rip. Janusz, reverse. Oh my goodness, he's bopping players. Kurek's taken 3 heads so far, man. Matthew J. Houlihan is loving Kurek, I think. Yeah, again, they leave Stephen Boyer alone. This middle jumps on the middle. One-on-one. He takes a cross. It's another kill. Ooh, Stephen Boyer missed it. Grabelny. He must be a young Polish player. I don't know who he is. He does that so often. So very often. And, you know, that's the challenge going against Stephen Boyer is you have to reach high so that you're not getting OT'd, but you also have to press. You know, like you need to find a good balance between the two because if you don't press enough, you're going to get tooled a ton. If you press too much, then he's going to OT you. He detonated this ball. Let's see this play again. Love this route. I love hitting this route, by the way. I just love like jumping diagonal into the play. Being able to just rip, you know. If that ball's in front of me, it's a bounce. I love it. Hey, there we go. Nice. Another chip off the block there. Very nice. Hybrid. It's a really rough serve to pass. It's coming at a tough angle. I would argue that it's this guy's ball on that one that they got aced on, but oh my gosh, you can't get caught doing this. First of all, try and see them from the corner of your eye and know who's up there. You know who would probably do this. Kurek would do this for sure. Dmitry Muzerski would do it. Nikolov would do it. Know who's front row so you're not just putting it right on their head. You know, like... Almost good defense. Slips through the hands. And, you know, you can't be gentle with these hand passes, you know. You got to be quick hands. His hands are a little bit too slow here. Quick hands to the setter. High to the setter. Like upward to the setter. And try and use your body as well. Because on that last one, he stayed there and only used his hands. Use your, like, jump up a bit too while you're doing it too. Just gives you a little better chance. Ooh. They're going first. Yep, of course. Oh, and he doesn't close the block enough. Just a little bit. Yeah. Against Stephen Boyer, you want to put up a really disciplined block every time. You know, like you want to put up a clean, closed block every time because he's going to take some undisciplined swings sometimes. That's just who he is, you know. He's going to just go up and rip it sometimes when that play is weird. But, yeah. As always, people get a little bit sloppy in that third set. This one's so annoying to have. Like, you're putting up a pretty good triple block. It's a pretty good triple block. You're up there. It goes off your hands. It just goes slightly out of bounds. And, you know, I honestly, in this situation, when you're pulled past the pin, honestly, go high after this guy's hands. Because if he's turning towards you, this will happen. If he's not, then maybe there's a gap between them. Also, if he presses too much, then it hits the right side of his right arm, and it hits off of him into the pin. And yeah, like honestly, aim for that guy. Aim for that guy, or just keep it in. Go sharp to here maybe, if you can go OT. But if you can't go OT, if it's a really big block, aim for that first guy. Honestly, when you're pulled past the pin by a good amount, I feel like that's probably the best option for you. I could be wrong. I'm just kind of guessing. Ooh, rough. That's a rough swing. Yikes. Zaksa is looking for some people to dime some balls. Looks like Janusz with his little hybrid. Look how he just sits there, waits for it. Boom. He just waits to get hit. Oh, somebody was in the net though. Rough. You know, Eric Shoji doesn't really set with his hands all that often, which I'm pretty surprised by. But I don't know. I mean, I guess he doesn't want to get called on any doubles, and he feels like maybe he can bump set it further. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm a big fan of taking things with your hands. Every single opportunity you can take the ball with your hands, do it. But that's just because I trust my hands way more than I trust my platform. I think it's outbounds. Oh my gosh, that's inbounds. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you see it right there. Barely in, but it's in. Hybrid. Out of system. Hey, Eric Shoji uses his hands there. Come on now. Come on now. And when this setter's falling away, you gotta expect him to miss it inside. So get ready to just come at this angle here, take it across. Good job by them to keep that alive. Okay. 16-22, third set. Let's see here. They get the reverse sweep, don't they? Good for them. That all happens sometimes, man. Reverse sweeps are tough. They are brutal. Oh. Yeah, you can't freak out. You gotta stay calm. Look how early he connects here on defense. Look at how early he connects his hands. He's connected so early, then it hits the tape, gets a little bit weird, connected through it, and then he just messes it up. Don't connect early. Some liberos, some coaches will say don't connect at all when you're on defense, you know, unless it's like easy. But like a lot of like a fast hit like that, some people will just say just scoop, you know. And it's kind of difficult. Oh, it's a difficult thing to do, but I don't know. It's something you can work on. Scooping is a skill, just like any other, where you can work on it, you know. All right, fourth set. Vasina, that's what his name is, Vasina. I know nothing about Vasina. Ooh, why did he bite over top there? Huh, interesting. He bit on the pipe option there. I'm not really sure why, but I mean that's the thing about when you have a really well spread out offense, like every single person is an option. It makes the strategy of the blocking scheme so much more difficult. Zaksa starting off hot really right now, and this guy, Stejewski, he's just an 0-2. He's diamond balls, recycling and everything. Yeah, he's trying to. Yeah, and like this is the time when I think it's smart to pull your hands because this guy, he's not going for any kills. He's obviously in a tough situation. He's going to go for a reuse like this right here. Yep. And again, he's like he hasn't taken a real swing yet. He's just a libero pretty much. And now they throw it to Stephen Boyer and he gets the kill. That's why you don't want to let them reuse. And he's front row. Now they subbed him out though. No, he's now he's front row. Did he just serve? What's happening? I'm real confused. I thought this guy was front row. I don't know what's happening. Ooh, sneaks it through. Stephen Boyer, you dog. You dog. Always sneaking those balls, man. Always finding a little gap. You little Mbappe looking guy. This right here, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I thought he should have done earlier. Because he sees the block up here. He could swipe, he could press, he could actually do something here now that he sees that he's up there, but looks like he just tries to reuse it. Tries to reuse it instead of winning it. That's why, I mean, with a joust like that, you can't always try to reuse it, you know? But, like, I feel like you should always go for winning the joust. And then, if you realize, okay, I'm losing it, then focus on, like, making sure that it stays alive, you know? But, like, go for the point initially, first off, you know? And then if you reuse it, then you reuse it, you know? If you lose it, then you keep it up, you keep it alive. But yeah, you don't want to go for the reuse because then if they go for the reuse as well, then it's anybody's ball. Just take control of the situation, you know. But like that's why I wanted him, or at least I said that he should turn himself to it because then he can see the ball, he can see the play, he can see the blocker, he can make a decision instead of just guessing where the guy is. Janusz really just lets it sink into his hands sometimes like this. I don't know if this is a mistake by him or if that's like on purpose, but oh my. I would have tried to take a swing on that. But hey, you get him out of system, not bad. Not bad for a free ball. Goes all the way over, presses early, gets him. That's why the guy doesn't really go for the ball. He doesn't really go for the kill. That's why he's just an 0-2 type of option. And it looks like he's not worried about him at all. Like Kurek is just only worried about the middle. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. A player like that where he's a pure 0-2, he's genuinely not trying to get any kills. He's just trying to get points for the other team, points for his team. It's a interesting strategy to have a player on the court like that. But I mean, how beneficial can it really be? You know, like not having an option on the pipe. I feel like I don't know. It just depends on what the difference is between how many mistakes that guy's making, you know, versus how many points he's producing in other ways, you know. Because with perfect passes, he's going to be producing points for them. And with recycling it and getting other people's swings, he could possibly be producing other points for people. It's almost like an assist, you know. But I don't know what the math would be on it, you know. I don't know. I mean, you got Stephen Boyer over there, and you got Cebulier, so you got guys that'll get you some kills, but who knows? But he still needs to be an option because he can obviously get a kill against a solo block or a no block, you know? So, like, they still have to worry about him a little bit. Good dive. And again, first of all, when he jumps, he's late, but when he jumps, he's right over the net immediately. Maybe he's a little bit late on the press. He could have pressed a little bit more. But he presses immediately, let's say, and he jumps into an angle. If you're late, be pressed over the net and jump into an angle. You know, press into an angle as well. Look at the reach. Look at the reach by Eric Shoji here. Beautiful. All fully splayed out. Making an angle all the way across. Really nice. He's got range as, like, you talk about range as an attacker, but he's got range as a receiver, you know? It's really cool to see. That's, yeah. I mean, it looks like Zaksa's making some mistakes, getting sloppy with serve receive, sloppy with free balls, sloppy with overpasses. Everything's just getting a little bit sloppy, and you're not gonna beat a really good team if you're sloppy, you know. Okay. I might be able to do that. I don't know. Okay. Semi-in system, he gets blocked. Semi-in system, he swings into the 6 there. It's never a good swing. Swing into the 6. It sometimes is, but it's usually not a good swing, man. Just people stop swinging to the 6. Take this swing. Swing cross. Okay? Cross is way more efficient. Way more trustworthy. Way more reliable. Okay? Swing to the cross. Swing down the line for all I care. Okay? Just stop swinging to the 6, guys. You're not going to get points consistently swinging to the 6. Oh, yeah. You know, Stephen Boyer is their main guy. And this one is not sharp enough. Really good by this guy. Wow, what a block move. Covering that high cross. Oof, hello. What was I going to say? I don't know what I was going to say. Oh, doing a reverse flow to Stephen Boyer is a little bit less effective than going reverse flow to the guy on the other side of the court, you know? I don't know. It's not really a big situation. It's not really something I care about talking about. That is illegal. 23-22. Wow, Zaksa came back. Zaksa is in this game now. Stephen Boyer puts an end to that. It goes OT. If you're Stephen Boyer, you can swing to the 6. If you're OT on people, okay. If you're OT on people, swing to the 6. Who cares? But you still gotta swing hard. You can't be hitting their hands. You can't be swinging out of the court if you're going OT. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's why you can't count Stephen Boyer. If he's front row, you can't count out. If he's back row, then yeah, you can leave. But if he's front row like this, you don't want to leave because then this will happen. This is genius by this libero too. I don't know if he saw him. I don't know if he's just... I mean, especially if you have this guy over here, don't leave Stephen Boyer, man. Don't. It's situational awareness, man. You know, like the greats are gonna understand the flow of the game. Like LeBron James is. Most people argue that his best quality, his best attribute or whatever, is his basketball IQ. You know, that's what gets him wins. Obviously, Jordan was 6 for 6 in the finals, so maybe there's other things that are in play, but Jordan supposedly has a really, really high basketball IQ. Good swing off the hands. being able to see that, like, this is a really nice set because it's inside, it's in front of him, it's tighter. He's able to see that block really well and choose where he's swinging. You know, like if I can see someone's hands and I'm trying to go hands, it's so much easier than if I'm just guessing where their hands are at, you know? Cross swing. What a dig. That ball should not be alive. Semi-in system. Run the middle. Ooh, okay. I thought he was going to throw it into that middle there. Fifth set. We're running it now. Grip down there. Yeah. Ooh. You know what? I think it's important in like a fifth set, in a late game, in a pressure situation, you still got to go for your serve, man. You really do. Trust the work that you've put in with your serve. Trust that like you're not going to need to do anything more. Your normal serve is enough pressure. You know, like you're going to be able to put enough pressure on anyways. Wow. Good choice by that blocker to dive across, but it was just a little bit too much, I guess. Steve Boyer just went up and hit it without thinking, it seems like. It's a good drop. And I think if this ball's tighter, even though he's back row, if this ball's tighter, I think they wouldn't have dropped. Because he's up there, he can maybe take a swing. But if he's jumping backwards, then I'd say they can drop there. Good help by Steven Boyer. They're balling. 3-8. Short serve to the 1. What a shot. What a shot. Really nice. And I think it's, why not, like, if you're in a pressure situation like this as well, and you're like, oh gosh, I don't want to miss my serve or anything, you know, take a deep breath, find a way to think about, okay, I've hit my serve a ton of times, I've been serving well this game, whatever it may be. But also think about how the other team's nervous too. Like these passers, they don't want to pass this ball. And if you see one of the guys who like seriously looks nervous, or he's made a bunch of mistakes in the fifth set, whatever, think about how much pressure he's feeling. Think about how he's nervous and he's scared of making a mistake. Focus on him and how he's all terrified, you know, and then serve at him. Setter trip. Oh, keeping the ball alive. Number 8. What a time to go for it, huh? He gets OT'd, of course. That'll happen. He went for that. He went for that swing, though. He got blocked. But now he's back row. That's a really good time for him to go back row. Good choice by Corbellini. I like this kid. Yeah, real nice. Ball dies inside. He's able to get his feet there. Take a real good rip. Steven Boyer just swinging. Just swinging. Good grab. This is a little bit chaotic. I like it, of course. Oof. And again, like, he swung really hard cross last time. Now he swings really hard line this time. If you're switching up what you're doing all the time, then they're not going to be able to make any adjustments to you. And you're just going to have a free day, you know? Out of system. Grubelli decides to go crazy up there, try and freak Steven Boyer out. He ends up tipping it into him. And you know, I would advise not to do that, not to try and do the crazy stuff, because then, you know, you might get hit like with something weird. But it was a fine time to do it. You know, it's for the game. Good game though. Thanks for watching, guys.